The night was alive. Crickets chirped, fireflies blinked. The dense jungle seemed to breathe with a life of its own, a symphony of nocturnal sounds that painted a picture of serene wilderness. Yet beneath this facade of tranquility, something sinister lurked. Yet an unnatural silence hung in the air. It was a silence that seemed to swallow the usual night sounds, creating an eerie void. The jungle, usually so full of life, felt like it was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. A silence born of fear, the kind of fear that grips the heart and refuses to let go. It was as if the very trees and creatures of the forest were aware of the lurking danger, a predator that turned the night into a realm of terror. The villagers of Panar, nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas, knew this silence well. Their village, surrounded by dense jungle, was a place of beauty and danger. They had learned to read the signs, to understand the language of the forest. It was the silence of the man-eater. The Panar Leopard, a creature of stealth and power, had claimed many lives. Its presence was a shadow that loomed over the village, a constant reminder of the thin line between life and death. Every rustle of leaves, every snapping twig sent shivers down their spines. The villagers had become attuned to the sounds of the jungle, their senses heightened by the ever-present threat. They knew that any sound could be the harbinger of doom. No one dared venture out after dark. The village streets, usually bustling with activity, became deserted as the sun dipped below the horizon. Doors were bolted, windows shuttered, and families huddled together, praying for the dawn. The Panar Leopard was hunting. Its eyes, glowing with a predatory gleam, scanned the darkness for its next victim. It moved with a grace and silence that belied its deadly intent, a master of the night. And tonight, it might claim another victim. The villagers could only wait, their hearts heavy with dread, as the jungle whispered its dark secrets. The night was alive, but it was a life tinged with fear and uncertainty, a reminder of the fragile balance between man and nature. The year was 1907, in the British Raj of India. Life in these remote villages was harsh but simple. The villagers, mostly farmers and laborers, lived in small, thatched roof huts. Their days began at the crack of dawn and ended as the sun dipped below the horizon. People toiled on the land, their lives intertwined with nature's rhythms. They sowed seeds, harvested crops, and tended to their livestock. The seasons dictated their work, and they found solace in the predictability of their routines. But now, nature had turned against them. The once serene forests that bordered their villages had become a source of dread. The dense foliage, which had always been a haven for wildlife, now concealed a lurking terror. A leopard, larger than any other, with an unquenchable thirst for human blood, stalked the region. This beast was no ordinary predator. It was a man-eater. Its eyes glowed with a sinister light, and its movements were swift and silent. Whispers of its gruesome deeds spread like wildfire. Stories of its attacks were recounted in hushed tones around the village fires, each tale more horrifying than the last, painting a picture of a creature that seemed almost supernatural in its ferocity. Over 400 souls had already been lost. The leopard's reign of terror had left a trail of devastation. Families mourned their loved ones, and the village elders kept records of the attacks, hoping to find a pattern or a way to stop the beast. Fear was a constant companion. The villagers lived in a state of perpetual anxiety, always looking over their shoulders. Children were kept indoors, and men formed patrols to guard their homes at night. The once vibrant community was now shrouded in a pall of fear and uncertainty. Leopards by nature are solitary and elusive creatures. They avoid humans. What drove this one to such depravity? Some whispered of a scarcity of natural prey. Others blamed a debilitating injury, forcing it to seek easier targets. Whatever the reason, the Panar Leopard was a cunning adversary. It favored the cover of darkness, striking swiftly and silently. Its reign of terror seemed unstoppable. News of the Panar Leopard's atrocities reached the ears of a man known for his bravery and hunting skills. Jim Corbett, a British Indian hunter, was renowned for his understanding of the jungle and its creatures. Summoned by the terrified villagers, Corbett arrived in Panar. He listened intently to their harrowing tales, determined to put an end to their nightmare. He knew the task was perilous. This was no ordinary animal. Corbett, armed with his trusty rifle, stood silently in the dense forest. The moonlight filtered through the canopy, casting eerie shadows on the ground. His senses were heightened, every rustle of leaves and distant call of nocturnal creatures making his heart race. He was a man on a mission, driven by a sense of duty and a deep respect for the wilderness. With years of experience under his belt, Corbett began his hunt. He was not just any hunter. He was a legend in these parts, known for his unparalleled skills and unwavering determination. The villagers had placed their hopes in him, believing that he alone could end the terror that had gripped their lives. He meticulously studied the leopard's patterns, noting every detail with precision. The tracks on the ground told a story, one that Corbett could read like a book. He knew the beast's habits, its preferred hunting grounds, and the times it was most active. This knowledge was his greatest weapon. The locations of its kills, the terrain it favored, all were etched in his mind. Days turned into weeks as he tracked the elusive predator. Each day brought new challenges, but Corbett's resolve never wavered. He knew that patience was key, and he was willing to wait as long as it took. Each passing moment was thick with anticipation. The forest seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the inevitable confrontation. Corbett's eyes scanned the surroundings, every muscle in his body tense and ready. Finally, one fateful night, his patience paid off. He set a trap, using a goat as bait. The animal's bleats echoed through the forest, a sound that would draw the leopard out of hiding. Corbett positioned himself strategically, his rifle at the ready. He knew that this was his best chance to end the menace once and for all. The leopard, drawn by the scent of its prey, crept into the open. Its movements were stealthy, almost ghost-like as it approached the bait. Corbett's finger tightened on the trigger, his eyes never leaving the predator. The moment of truth had arrived. A single, well-aimed shot rang out, piercing the stillness of the night. The leopard fell, its reign of terror finally over. Corbett lowered his rifle, a sense of relief washing over him. He had done it. He had saved the villagers from the deadly threat. The reign of terror was over. The villagers, upon hearing the news, erupted in celebration. They gathered around Corbett, their faces alight with gratitude and joy. The nightmare that had haunted them for so long was finally at an end thanks to the bravery and skill of one man. Relief washed over the villages of Panar. The nightmare was finally over. Jim Corbett, the hunter who dared to enter the darkness, was hailed as a hero. He had brought peace back to their land. But Corbett's story didn't end there. He went on to hunt other man-eating tigers and leopards, saving countless lives. Yet he never glorified the kill. He recognized the importance of conservation, dedicating his later years to protecting India's wildlife. The story of the Panar leopard serves as a chilling reminder of the delicate balance between humans and nature. It is a testament to the courage of those who confront danger and the importance of preserving the natural world. Today, the villages of Panar are peaceful, the memory of the man-eater fading into legend. But Jim Corbett's legacy lives on, a symbol of courage, compassion, and the enduring bond between humanity and the wild. Subscribe to our channel Savage and Serene to never miss new exciting shorts and full documentary videos about the mysteries of flora and fauna.